This is your daily market recap for Tuesday, December 6th, 2022.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at DXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap. Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. Let's get into it. If you haven't had a chance, I might recommend something very quickly. I did a video today on the market levels in-depth review. Check that out. I would probably go to watch that before I watch this recap if you want to see the down and dirty of every stock that I follow and the material names, longer term plays. I think it's an interesting time to be, looking for that stuff, because if the market's about to roll over, you need to know your levels. And if the market doesn't roll over, we talked about where are some places you can short. What are some of the things? I mean, typically what I try to do in this video, but just a little more in depth. Anyway, I appreciate everybody. Hopefully you're having a good day. Did not do a single trade today. Pretty, not standard, but you don't have to trade every day. Every day is not the best setup. Every day is not the ideal situation. Folks who took their profits, hit their stops, they did their job. Be thankful. Always tell this to people. Small losses you can deal with. Hitting your max pain and sticking to that, that's fine. It's just when you turn trades into investments that are losers, meaning you just hold on to something that's wrong. You can't do that. Discord room's open for one more day. If you want to join, come on in. If not, it will be closed again. I prefer to keep it closed. If you are newer and you are in this inactive / interacting off, what is this? There's like another setting. Oh, maybe not. If you're not involved, you're probably going to get booted out pretty quickly. The goal of the room is to bring people in who want to learn and interact, not just kind of follow. Now, I'm not saying you have to post 1,000 times a day, but just get involved. That's all. That's all I ask. That's all I appreciate. Like that's the whole purpose, to help each other out, grow as a trading community. If you are not following on Twitter, please check out Twitter. Always drop in ideas, thoughts, comments on what's going on. Please check out the Back to Basics series. If you are newer and you're not, there's so much good content here. And these videos aren't all long. They're 6, 7, 8, 10, 5 minutes. They're meant to be quick hitters, just to focus on one little topic at a time. I apologize. Still freaking congested. On that note, let's get into Bitcoin, because I think I just want to get through this quickly. I mean, to me, Bitcoin is, and I hate to say this, it's just, you got your floor. You have your little floor here, and it just really hasn't gone anywhere. Now, some people might argue that, that's a nice move. It's gone up X amount of percentage-wise. Okay, that's your call. I personally, again, it just seems very, very stuck. And when I say stuck, it's just, if you're expecting bigger volatility in it, you're not getting it. And that's just the reality of it. Once you lose momentum, I've said this 1,000 times, it takes time to rebuild. You got to shake out weak hands. And if this is the future, then it will base and it'll play the game. When the game's over, then you go. Oil. Thank God, stopped out. This is hard. And and people say, well, you say this is hard sometimes and sometimes you don't. Well, sometimes it's not as easy as one thinks. Like we talk about the art and the science kind of like molding together, the logical charting probability to the art of knowing when to be patient, let things run, expecting of traps. Well, you set your stops yesterday, you're gone. Now you're taking out the lows. Ideally, I struggle with this, because is this the bottom? We had a similar game last December. We had a choppy bottom and then a higher low and then went. I personally think that whatever's happening, I don't want to be early. At this point, these names, this sector, give it a week or so. Let it get in more into the Fed play out. Let the contracts roll over for the end of the year. I struggle with this one, because I'm like, I'm going to leave it alone now, because it shouldn't. This is the retest, right? If this is the retest, I don't want to see it taking out the lows. Notice how you got the retest up here and you backed off. I don't want to see a retest and then lower lows. Does this make sense? Leave it alone. I mean, again, if you have to play it, this area should hold, but I've said very distinctly, like, don't be surprised if we break, if we get down to the mid-60s. 68 area, 60 area. I mean, I don't know. It's a big wide range. Well, it's been big, wide range support resistance, right? So, just kind of is what it is. Maybe you could pull this down a little bit more. Oh, gosh, just get away. There you go. Maybe it's more of a 60, mid-60s. That was meant for that. So let me change that real quick. Let me just change it to watch the mid-60s. Watch. Mid-60s. All right. Saved. Thought. Okay. That's all I can say. I mean, it should hold. And when things don't hold, you don't ask why, and you just wait, and you go, oh, I'll just see what happens. No. Take your profits, hit your stops, and come back later, because you never know. It could be buy the rumor, sell the news, or sell the rumor, buy the news, but we don't know what the news is, and the news could capitulate the sucker much lower. There's no guarantees. I mean, it probably is a floor because of refilling our SPR, but I said this, and I keep posting this. Please be aware. There is a budget conflict coming in the U.S. government. Like, they're not working together very well to try to figure things out. They're going to argue their parts like they always do this time of year to try and get what they want in the budgets. And both sides don't agree on anything anymore. So every year it gets a little more contentious. Nat gas. I mean, at this point, this is not what you want to see, but it is down 29, 31%. I can't remember the exact math. Down in 7-8 days. It's probably due to bounce. Do I trust it? I trust it as much as I trust the folks that went to Epstein Island. No, I don't know. I'm trying to draw on this. Your guess is good as mine in here. This is the Widowmaker. Don't get Epstein holding. Right? Just don't get. Okay? Be careful. Just be careful. Toll Brothers came out with information. I'm interested to see how that's reacting. Sorry, I'm not distracted. Just remember, after hours, some stuff pops out. So, anyway, please just be careful. I mean, could it come back down to the range of lows? I don't know. Remember December, January last year? Now, it's hard to compare now to then because of everything going on in Russia, but you don't know. Just, again, do you want to be a hero or do you want to be safe? I mean, that's the question you have to ask yourself every day in trading. Do you want to be a hero? Do you want to be safe? Dollar. No one said the 200-day was coming except us. You're welcome. You're welcome. Probably should fill the gap. Maybe it chops around. 20-day. I mean, if the market's going to peel back a little bit, wouldn't be surprised if the dollar rips. TLT. Some folks were talking about shorting this. I don't think it's a problem, actually. It kind of makes sense to me. Remember, the market and bonds have been moving together this year. If they diverge, if this is going to break that cycle, could the market rise and pop back and the bonds take a break? Because right now the Fed's movement is priced in, right? I mean, clearly, the market rates have gone lower, TLT higher. Well, what does that really mean near term? Rate hikes are priced in. Economy slowing. Well, what happens if the economy actually starts picking up? And when I say picking up, remember GDP 2.9% in Q3. Picking up, I mean, yeah. Again, I mean, I could see this pulling back. Now, do we go back to the lows? I don't know. But remember, for the market to get really squirrely, I think you need higher rates, or you need economic activity to slow rapidly, and then this could rally. That would be your biggest concern. You know, we talk about fibs and major areas lining up when a move is done. I mean, it's clearly done. I mean, the down, near term, right? Or you're in an uptrend. It's just a matter of, do we hold around the 0.5 or do we got to get up to the 0.6? Or do you got to get up to the point? Wow. I mean, the 0.78, 0.75, whatever. In the 200-day. Like, that's your biggest concern if you were shorting. But anything, I mean, when you trade extremes with stops, I mean, you can't really go wrong if your risk management is controlled. The VIX, you're welcome, said we probably would pop. Choppy bottom. Chop bottom. Chop bottoms. Chop bottoms. Chop bottoms. Now keep this in mind. What happened last time the Fed spoke? The VIX got slammed. Now, could the VIX rebuild and build up? And I said 22 to 24 on the recaps and in my videos. All right, we're getting close. Remember, a lot of this is predicated on the budget talks, in my opinion. SPY hit the 100-day. Seems too easy. I personally think that the volatility will probably spike up a little bit, which would take you down to 390 minimum if the Vikings, if the VIX picks up. Just know that, live it, believe it, breathe it. Like, that seems very logical. Because you got probably stops there as well. So if you bought the dip today and you took a little ride on it, congratulations. Again, if it's not a turnaround Tuesday, then it's going to turn into a Wednesday and Thursday of potential bottoming, chopping, going into the Feds. In my honest opinion, I could be wrong. I mean, is this the top? Ooh, I don't know. But what have we noticed? I mean, usually a 2-day range at minimum. So do you really want to buy this dip today? I mean, I talk about this constantly. Multi-day ranges, retest. Is today the first and best day to buy the dip? No. I mean, that's why I was like, I'm not trading shiznit today. Oh, God, choking. Leave it alone. Watch the 390 stops. QQQ backtesting trend line. I mean, I still think you can get to 280. I mean, I still think you can get to 280. It just seems very obvious. Wrote in my books, 280s. Yeah, not surprised you're there. Low of the day, 280.25. Multi-day range. I mean, it's just, I know a lot of people like to trade and trade aggressively, which that's fine. You just got to be cognizant of the multi-day ranges. That's all. Because the odds that something is perfect in a V, it's just not likely. IWM, we've talked about this, is lagging below the 100-day. Well, it clearly looks like that 178 level, the 0.382 would be logical. You know, you got to love when the fibs line up with our spots. Hello. Where you go? Lagging. Remember, we talked about IWM lags. Watch for the lags. Retest, and now it definitely looks way worse than the Qs in the SPY. In a sense of, like, look where, even the Qs, I mean, it's not below 1130, right? Is IWM? Yeah, it's below the 1130 candle, right? Yeah. Same thing. SPY just at the 1130. IWM, like, problems. Gold. Again, either way with the markets, I just don't anticipate one day. Gold, the king of retesting at bottoms. Does it need a retest at the high? I'm not sure, but I would put my alerts on. Oh, why isn't my alert on? Let's add one. Let's add one. Alert. If this hits and retests, I would probably short it. Silver. Here you go. Hits up the 21s, rolling over, filling the gap, holding the 8-day. It doesn't. Yeah. The market holds up. Gold and silver don't necessarily have to get bleaten, bled out and beaten. Okay, that's like a combo word. GDXJ. You're good luck. Good luck with that. Hit the 0.618. I think the short makes sense. 20-day. She'll be coming. 20-day also lines up with like the candle bottom here from last week. Remember the Fed day? GDX. Same thing. Filled the gap. Looks like a blow off top. Decent volume. Novice gap. Keep an eye on it. AG. These names look like they should be way better, right? No, AG is about to break the channel lows. That's not something you see if miners are bullish. AEM pulling back. Novice gap blowout. Holding the 8-day. Near term, I mean, it's holding up better. I don't trust it. Newmont, piece of crap. Setting alarm. Hit me, baby. If it does, shorting. This company sucks. Pass. Don't really like their deal, but here you go. Blow off, 100-day. Fills the gap. If it gets below this, it's coming right back down. AMD. Now, this is what we thought yesterday when tech didn't hold up, but tech is. And it looks like this is the problem. It looks like we're going to allow Chinese chips. Oops. Oopsies. Well, near term, your guess is as good as mine. It's interesting to backtest the trend line and closes right at it. I mean, I think these are a little oversold near term because, again, the market probably pops, but maybe we don't get the retest. You never know. The news changes, y'all. I mean, if they allow chips to be flooded in like Chinese chips, and I'm not talking about the chocolate chips, semiconductor chippies, this is not going to be helpful. We'll see. Maybe that headline flips around, because sometimes we know this, right? Like one headline followed by a fake one. Or sorry, the fake headline followed by the real one. I still don't think it makes no sense why would allow Chinese chips. I mean, who is pushing for that? What congressman is pushing for that and then kick them out? That's what I would say. SMH down 4 points today. At the 20-day. Chopping. We'll see. 200-day. 225, I said. Set the alert. Be there. That to me seems likely. We'll see. I mean, but this is the thing. If the Feds say what they say, it gets the market excited again, you could be right back up at new highs. For like off the lows. 415, 420 on the SPY, right? We've talked about that. I'll show you again in a second. Adobe holding the 20-day. Right? Like if the Fed says what they're going to say, and this holds, I mean, you could get another absolute green monster boner candle. Like, busting bears, balls. Tell you, man, that 50% fib. Show it to me. All right. Apple down $3 and change. Drew the pennant here. Look at that. Just finding its way in. Which way is it about to explode up to? I'm telling you, if this thing explodes up, look for the short. I'm telling you, look for the short. That would be the easiest trade. Amazon filled the gap, making lower lows. The stock looks like crap. I don't know. You're as good as guess. As good as mine. CRM, gaps down on earnings, back near the channel lows. Yeah, a lot of volume. I mean, it needs to hold 130. 130s. Goog, holding up better than others. 20-day, 50-day cross. It should hold here. Technically. Still think you could get this, like, zonage. That's where I'd look to short. Meta, I mean, held up. I've watched the 20-day. I mean, it might be actually a buy. I mean, no one wants to hear that, but that's the reality. It could be a buy right there. Watch that. Microsoft, dollar up. Microsoft down. Naturally, that's what's been going on. Watch the 20-day. NDAQ down 87 cents. Did I miss this? I don't know. Bouncing at the range of lows. I mean, it could hold high and tight here. Especially if the market holds up. I really want to see 70 handle. 69s. Let's just add the trusty alerts. Trusty alerts. MicroStrategy down 15 cents. Rather weird. But it is at the range of lows. 20-day. I don't know. Doesn't look... It just looks like dead money. Netflix. Took the profits yesterday. Now it's like, come on. You can do it. Put your back into it. You got it. Come on into these low 290s. Oh, I don't want to move the alarm. Show it to me. I would buy that again. I would absolutely buy it again. Now, people might say, well, what do you think? Why? I mean, I've said this 1,000 times. I mean, it's based. It's got a base behind it. And then talking about like Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of base. Like this is the base, man. The market makers cashed in, and they probably got some longs that they'd love to wipe out some of these bears. Seems likely this range. If you play it, be cognizant, right? I mean, I like it. I think it makes sense. Roadblocks. This one is getting interesting to me because I think Roadblocks at 30 always finds a way to get bought. You're like, what are you talking about, Dan? Well, look at the volumes in the past, right? Zing, 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 zing. Volume a little distributive, I guess. I think this gets bought out. I could be wrong. Tesla. Tech lags. You got to trade it. Well, breaks the trend line. It comes back and feels like the support zone at 178. We talked about this. I apologize for the congestion. I don't know. I'm just done with it. I'm over it. I'm going to rip my nose out. This is hard. I mean, personally, you have references. So if you want to go long it, I bless that. If you want to wait, to short it, bless that too. Steel closed at the high of the day. Tariffs, China tariffs. Hoping steel and aluminum. Nah, not bad. What's the upside? I mean, it's getting minimal. I think 28s. Long term, I've said it. I like this at lower. New core, same thing, kind of popping up, flopping around. Stuck up in the range highs. We'll see. VALE, new highs, doesn't look bad. I mean, again, if you got it, trade it. I just don't know how much higher it can run. Arrow, I mean, we talked about this yesterday. It was up, hit channel highs, failed. CCJ, I don't know why anyone and their mother would buy this stock, but they decide that they must wait for it. I know people keep talking about buying it. I'm like, just leave it alone. They got way too much stuff going on. Wait till their deal closes with Westinghouse and everything gets square. Because I have no clue how that's going to work out with like the stock action. CF said, watch what happens. And I did the midday or the talking about ranges, talking about the market. I'm like, look what it does. It breaks the 100-day and chops. CF 2-day range. I would keep an eye on like 100 area. Maybe 99 to 98. As we know, it loves to play games because that would bring you right down into the 200-day. That would be the no-brainer buy zone if the market is, pricing in some sort of near-term softness because this stuff is strong. Mosaic, 48 cents down, just chopping. Watch the 46s. NTR, holding up better, but I'd watch this gap fill. Talked about that. 76s. Getting close. AA got an aluminum getting protection. Talked about in the midday review. I would love to see 44s. 43, 44 on AA. That would be my kind of finger licking good. XBI, talked about this just being the chop cycle. Your guess is good as mine. XLF, I mean, Morgan Stanley's laying off 2% of their workforce. That news came out, and then it immediately rallied back. Watch the XLF at the 200-day because I think it bounces. And then we maybe can see the lower high to short. Maybe it's the 20-day. Speaking of the devil, Morgan Stanley hits a 0.382. Dink bounces. I mean, put it in your mind, 90 plus. The first drop usually gets bought. JP Morgan was not even down today, which says a lot. Multiple up, wide, and loose candle. Don't know. TAN. Solar got some downgrades today. Hits the range lows. Holds the 100-day. More information needed. Sedgerton got up to 335 today. I didn't see it. Or 330. No, 335. That's a left-right combo. I mean, but here's the thing. It has to hold the 20-day. If it does, stuff could get sloppy and choppy. Sedge made new highs yesterday. Pulls back. I like these for the short. I just don't know if I missed them or not. First Solar breaks down the 20-day. Gets a big downgrade to a sell. Your guess is good as mine. I mean, you just got to be careful chasing. I would look for First Solar because it did this last time. Like, it looked like it was game over, then rallied. I still think the 2-time range could come into play if the market holds up. That's where I'm setting my alert, and you can either ignore me and take your short, and if it works, good. I just personally I'm not gonna be early. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Because I know how these names work, and if you've ever been in trades like these that have just absolutely ripped your face off, you're like, what does that mean? Well, it means exactly what I'm saying. Like, it can just be incredibly difficult being early. Maybe that's it right there. That's all I can say. HYG, corporate debt. You would think this would be down more today. Just holding at the 100-day. All right, let's end it with commodities. You got to give yourself a pat on the back when you use your stops. This thing gapped down again today. I mean, I think we're closer to the near-term lows for a bounce, but I don't think I'm going to trust the first bounce. I just don't think I can. You can trust it if you want. I'm going to wait for the futures rollover coming up. Is it middle next week or the following week? Whatever. There's going to be contract issues. It feels like somebody flooded the market with oil. Maybe it was the Russians did right before the caps went in place. We'll see. Nat gas. Yeah, I mean, stops. I mean, this is crazy how much it's dropping, but not really. I mean, this thing can go crazy straight lines. Let's not be early. That's all I can say on that. XOP, thank God it stopped out. Up and down. I mean, is it 200-day? I don't know why my 200-day does that. Like, it's like, come on, catch up, little buddy. And then I'll zoom it back and say, hey, there it is. I mean, the 200-day hasn't been shit. So I don't think it's going to be. I mean, I'd love to see... Man, come on, alarm. Where are you at? Yeah, somewhere around 128. Yep. We'll see. I mean, today, I personally just still don't think the bottom is in today. Whatever you might think. There's going to be more budget crap. ExxonMobil broke. So what happens? Makes lower lows. Watch the 0.32. Watch the 100. Again, I personally think if ExxonMobil is at a 99 handle, that's probably the best logical spot. PXD, of course, market gets cooked. PXD, oil gets cooked, breaks the channel. Volume's light. Now, this is hard. I mean, again, you thought you had the signal. You did get the bounce, but then you got the flop. Oil takes over. If you got any questions, please stop by the Discord room. There is one more day, and it will be closed. If you're making money and you're trading, pay yourself. I'm telling you, the goal is 10 properties in 10 years. Let me know how I can help you. 90,000 agents worldwide. EXP, I guarantee I can find one, or I'll find somebody who's not EXP that's just as good. As I've told y'all 1,000 times, Zillow takes a 30% cut. When you go through their website and pick one of their agents, my goal would be to handpick somebody who knows you and your personality. And ask for a small referral. It would not come out of your pocket. As a buyer, you know the listing pays the commission. Costs you nothing. 2 agents for 1. How awesome. Just be smart out there, right? Please do yourself a favor. When in doubt, do nothing. And if you're in a rut or if you're confused, just like I've told y'all, like the levels didn't hold. Am I confused? I mean, technically, no. I'm just trying to be patient. I'm trying to think about like Livermore when he makes a trade and it doesn't work. Well, his goal isn't to like go back and jump right into it because you don't know until you bet it. Like the goal is now to stop out, see the market for what it is, take a break. You can always get back in and be a little late, or if it does what we think it is because of the negotiation within the government stuff, I think you're going to have some chop for at least 2 or 3 days minimum. So be safe out there. Talk to y'all later. Love ya. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.